breathing like a little bull. We live.
What's up, Soil Brothers and Soil Sisters?
Soil family. We ain't been able to do that in a while because I'm always live by myself. So we are live on, please, YouTube and Facebook. And we'll give y'all a few minutes to come in. But if you are catching a replay, hashtag replay and let us know what was your situation for the day. You know, did things look different for you this morning? Like no cell phone service, which is rough for some people. For me, I'm at home, so I was just like, no phone. Hey, y'all, if you can be so kind to hit that thumbs up for us, Facebook. I know y'all have more than a thumbs up, but show us some love as y'all always do. We appreciate y'all for being here, but we just wanted to have a little conversation. Oh, I'm preparing the turmeric so I can freeze dry it and powder it. I got 3 different kinds in here. Yeah, but when I chop it up, I'm gonna you moving beside me? You got a bunch of stuff right there. I had this stuff from it. When I chop it up, I'm gonna separate the black from the white so this is white turmeric, as you can see. This is orange turmeric. Hopefully you can see that. Somewhere down there I got some black turmeric too. I'm just gonna freeze dry them all. So I don't know if I can find a black piece. I got it in the box. But anyhow, we just wanted to come on and have a quick conversation, you know, make you think about things. What? Oh, no, babe. Take it out. No, that's not it. It's in there. It's in the bucket. Help me. No, you're not. No, I can't put my hand in that bucket now. It's not. You did not. No, you didn't. Oh my goodness. That bucket gotta go outside. I'm finished. Anyhow. A spider, y'all. I had to use WhatsApp Central Texas. So yeah, now that I'm finished freaking out. That's what it is, the hood said. I guess AT&T towers went down today. Hey Shannon, we appreciate you being here, Soil Sister. I'm brand new to the channel. We appreciate you. Welcome. So we get up at 4:30 or so. My husband go to work, and then I'll lay back down and get up at usually around 5:30 and go do paperwork, stuff we need to do for the trucking company. And I woke up and it was like, your gas is on 6 something. And I said, my husband didn't call me yet. And it was like 6 o'clock. So I tried to call him and went straight to voicemail. And I said, okay, maybe he's trying to call, I don't know, whatever. So I tried to call him again, nothing. And I'm like, is he still in the ports this time of the day? Which is very late. So when I went up the street and I realized, okay, he came and got his paperwork, and I tried to call him. No, I couldn't get him. It went straight to voicemail. Weird. But then when I came online, I learned that it was an outage. And I know, and he can tell you better how his day worked with paperwork, and his phone.
Yeah, I mean,
man,
guys, I know I am. I'm dependent on my phone. And I realized that today. I'm old enough to where I lived without a cell phone. At the very most, we had pages. But, I mean, we got along perfectly fine with our cell phones. But now, I feel handicapped. Like I can't do nothing without it. You worry, when you're going down the road, if you break down, how you going to get in contact with somebody? You know, people don't just stop and check on people like that no more.
No, they don't.
And then, you know, the way we do our paperwork or get our work.
Go lay
down.
girl.
Go lay down. Everything comes through the phone. So, I mean, I was kind of in a panic because I was like, what do I do? And I had to wait till I get to certain places because even then, I mean, you can't stop and go and use the payphone. You actually got to go to somebody's house.
Is there a payphone?
No, there's no payphone.
They don't have payphones.
And a lot of people don't even know what payphones are, depending on how old you are.
And then, like, well, you can still get in your phone, but just think when you lose your contacts, or you know, you break your phone and you lose your contacts. The good thing is they got all these clouds where your stuff is, but
you couldn't get to none of that today. None.
Oh, you couldn't?
No, you can't use your apps or nothing. Maybe if you were someplace where you had Wi-Fi, you might have been able to use something. But I was on the road, so I never came to a place where I had Wi-Fi. Then I got to get access to somebody's Wi-Fi.
Thank you, Millie.
So it was it was pretty much useless today to have a phone. You may be able to go and look up people's numbers that you got saved in there, but that's about it. None of your apps worked. You couldn't call nobody could call you, couldn't text.
Bella. So. Our phones are now extensions of our bodies. And what's crazy, I'm not, terribly old, but I remember when we didn't have phones at all and we got along just great.
Yeah. And the reason, one of the reasons why we're having these conversations is because
go lay
down. Is because, just like when the pandemic came, nobody saw it coming. Nobody prepared for it. Imagine this was every service everywhere. Nobody's prepared for it. So make sure you do all the stuff necessary. So if something like this happens, you can still squeak by.
ELD, that's the what we call it, deaf system? No, they don't have nothing to do with. We don't have ELD in our trucks. That's the system they use to give the drivers.
I'm local.
Yeah, to give the drivers their work.
I'm local. I don't use none of those systems, so I don't.
So this is a test for something more massive. So that's the thing. Talia. What's next? What does this mean? Today was uncomfortable. I felt bad because I was home. I had a phone. I had internet. But I was worried about, I'm used to talking to my husband. I'm used to calling him and saying, babe, you all right? And they get along, but not being able to call him, like every hour I was calling, go straight to voicemail. And I'm like, man, my mom called early this morning. She said, I was just checking to see if you had cell phone service. But then my brothers, truck drivers, and, construction workers, and people can't get in touch with their loved ones. And it's scary. But what's next? What are they doing? What does that mean? Do you think about the what ifs and what can I do now so that I don't lose it?
So the pandemic put us in the mindset of being self-sufficient. We don't know what the next pandemic may look like. But this one gave us a good, look at how things could be where there's no food, no supplies, and everybody's in a panic. It could get much worse.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see that coming. We ain't gonna see the next one coming either.
Yeah.
If you ain't prepared at all.
Yeah. So is this like a little warning?
I mean, it should actually put you in the mindset of not having it.
Yeah. So I know I talk about all the time, like buying books, writing things down. But like in my husband's case, his work is in his phone. And he need to check it and check out and do certain things and think about other people that internet service may rely on. It was AT&T today, but I heard it affect a lot of carrier service. They are testing. It affect a lot of different cell phone services.
I've been up at 4:00 and it was
all day,
and it just came back on
all day. And we were trying to figure out, is it just on because I'm home and got Wi-Fi, but what does this mean? And it's uncomfortable all day with no phone. I was like, did he not pay his phone bill? Like, what is this? So what's next? Is this a test? And what do you do? Far as phone and internet. Luckily, our trucks won't have to worry about you can use the Wi-Fi on the system. But yeah, what if these systems go down? What if Wi-Fi go down?
If everything go down. So that's, those things should come to mind. You should be able to think past just that, because sometimes things get worse.
Yeah, Marion, that's a good idea.
So.
She said put your contacts on the index card and put it in your wallet.
The thing is, you can get to your contacts. Where you gonna go use the phone at?
Yeah.
Where you gonna call them from? You know, most of us that got rid of our home phones.
Walkie talkies.
Yeah, and then you can't. Everybody can't just go into the local business and ask them to use their phone, because
they gonna be like,
and there's no pay phones. So where are you gonna use your contacts at?
Yeah.
And if you broke down on the road, how are you gonna? I mean, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna call for help?
Old school Rolodex. Left Texas, came back to Maryland. Getting your garden started soon. Yeah, all of this, situations like this make you think about all of that. I need to get it together.
There's so many benefits to growing and raising your own food beyond, something going wrong. But something going wrong is something that you should be prepared for also. You can't just start growing once it go wrong, because there's things you need to know.
Yeah, before. So Talia was saying nothing was working. I was on hold from AT&T for about an hour for them to tell me to put my phone on Wi-Fi. But what if your Wi-Fi is AT&T? What if the Wi-Fi is down? Like, what the what else? The what else? We can Forge and Urban. We can blame people all day, but it ain't gonna help us with what are we gonna do. So learning how to grow things, like Shannon said, I'm working on building my homestead so I can be ready for these events. So this is what you do now. Not say they ain't gonna happen, or this ain't gonna that. We don't know. We don't know.
And I say, if you actually doing a homestead and you're new to it, don't wait until you get your homestead. Still plant and grow something. Learn how to propagate something and get it the fruit and get you what you need.
Yes.
And then once you get your homestead, all you have to do is, multiply it, but know how to do it,
Yeah.
Because it is a skill set. You need to know some things, and you're not gonna know them by just
assuming.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trial and error and learning things. Hey, David Hunt, in your area. What can you do with frozen meat when the power goes out? Cook it, pretty much. And we have a freeze dryer, so we are blessed to be able to freeze dry things now, because of things hit the fan. We can't freeze dry it then. We do keep meat in the freezer, but being able to freeze dry, preserve it for shelf life up to 25 years. But I remember we had a tropical storm or something come through. When the power went out, after 2-3 days, it was time to cook this stuff on the grill, because all this food about to go to waste. So all we can do is cook this food and share it with our neighbors, because you don't want it to go bad. But think about it: preserving, freeze drying, canning, dehydrating.
Yeah, somebody said they got rid of their Comcast line 2 weeks ago. We did too, about a month ago.
Yeah.
Because we never used it. But this would have been, well, I don't know.
Well, we got rid of everything except the internet. No TV. Like, we don't watch all this stuff. Whatever we were paying all this money for, it's unnecessary. Landline, phone.
What, $300?
Yeah.
$400 a month?
We were like, all we need is internet. And then any day you can wake up and it's like, oh my God, no internet. So this was a small taste of what all of you led: vision preparedness, African dreaming, you guys, and more. I'm telling you. So look, the thing is, don't take these little XDMC said he coming to the dome. What's up, XDMC?
What's up, XMC?
Don't take these things lightly. Don't just say, "Oh well, it didn't affect my phone," but it affect people all over the world. But don't look at that and say it didn't affect me. Life goes on. Look at it and say, what do I need? What is this telling me? And what can I do? Just in case it's everybody and the internet. What are we gonna do?
These little small things, just you know,
Think about
use them to come up with things to combat any issues that may come about.
Yeah.
Like, growing your food, like the freeze dry, guys. So we freeze dry meals and food, and all we had to do is add water to it. If the power go out, it might not be hot, but it'll be good to eat. It'll taste just like it did when we cooked it. So all we do is rehydrate it, and we can eat it. And that was one of the things we thought about when, for one, but you found the black when when we have storms come through, like our house is gonna get hot. The power might be out for weeks. Canned foods are not gonna last down south. We don't have no cellars or none of that stuff to keep it cool. So the freeze dry was our best bet when it came to doing that stuff, because we can freeze dry food already cooked, add some water to rehydrate and eat, or we can eat it dry just like it is.
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine.
You're getting some food in your belly.
Yeah.
It might be crunchy, but hey,
and the stuff that we grow, I mean, a lot of that stuff can be freeze dried also. Which my wife, with greens and brassicas and stuff like that, she can freeze dry it and powder it, and we can eat it on anything.
Yeah. So it's important now to have a plan and not wait until when you're in that panic mode and the plan out the door. Have a plan and talk to your family. David, okra freeze dry great. Would you like us to sing something? We do have videos on freeze dry. We got a whole playlist on freeze dry. Right now I'm working on turmeric. I was happy when my husband pulled up in the yard because I was worried about him all day. So then I was like, okay, now I can think. So
yeah, crazy thing is, I think I sat in the house for maybe 5-10 minutes, and the phone came back on.
Crazy.
The whole time I've been gone.
Yeah.
And all I could think of, man, I hope I'll have a breakdown. Like, what in the world am I gonna do?
Yeah, and
I don't have no radio. I don't have no CV or none of that stuff in my truck.
Like you were saying, I can link it. F. Jenkins. Like you were saying, people don't stop anymore to see. Are you all right? You broke down. And if you ain't got no cell service, you just out back. Because people don't stop to check on you to help anymore. The world has changed so much, and I know safety is an issue, and it's a lot of issues. But we gotta make sure we have our backup. No CBs.
And believe me, guys,
no CBs.
I'm not a doomsday kind of dude or what. Not to say that anybody who is something wrong, but I'm just not that kind of guy. But it only makes sense. If you get surprised by storms and you're seeing the kind of issues that you are having when you have these storms, why not be prepared when they come in?
Yep.
Or prepare for that storm that you haven't seen, the one that comes, and other people have been affected by them. You just haven't. You need to be prepared for it when it's your turn. A lot of times, like even with the pandemic, a lot of us that forgot, all the stuff we had to go through to get through that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to remember, because the next time, it could be way worse. So you need to be prepared.
I thought that was going to be like a 2-week type of vacation thing that turned into months and months and months. Like we heard them talking about it out in California. It was like, okay, what's going on? Then we brought Sandy home because we wanted to make sure she was safe, and for 2 weeks, and we'll just chill and ride this out. And then it went on for weeks and weeks, and I was like, this is crazy. And it was sad. It was heartbreaking to see what was going on. So, prepare yourself. so that whatever the next thing is, whenever it is, you don't be caught with your pants down or, out back. Thank you, David.
And there's a lot of people that's not gonna take this stuff real for real, and the ones that do, we're gonna have to be prepared to protect ourselves and our stuff because we actually gonna be the only ones that's gonna have it.
And people coming for you.
Yeah.
They coming for you. So, we just wanted to pop on and have this little conversation because, again, like I always say, sometimes these conversations make you think about things that you don't really think about. Like, a lot of people just went on with their day to day, like, the phone systems are down for some people, but I'm good.
Yeah, their phones were working, so they didn't even think about, how bad the thing could be if theirs was down. But
yeah,
I have spoken to a couple of people, and one guy whose phone was down, he was pretty much panicking like I was, and the other people was like, "Yeah, I heard, mine working."
Yes, yes, get that knowledge.
They didn't get that. They didn't feel what that stress level was like to not be able to reach out to see if your elderly relatives might be sick, or your kids, reach out to them to make sure they doing okay or anything like that. So they didn't have that stress.
Yeah, we didn't lose power, but my husband did lose phone service, David. I didn't lose phone service, but being out on the road, I couldn't check on him, and he couldn't get in touch with nobody out there on the road. So it's bad. Think of what if something happens, somebody get injured, you need to call for help. Your phone down, like what? That's crazy. I know it was AT&T. Some people had Boost, T-Mobile. It was a lot of services down today all morning.
Most of them was AT&T, but they said the other services were down too, but not as much as
the burner.
I think they said it was all over the country, right?
Yeah, all over everywhere. Straight talk. Burner phones work great. Yeah. So we never had this issue until today. And it made us think about making sure I have Verizon, making sure you're good. So, these are just little things you want to think about for your family, being prepared for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
It's hard to prepare for what you don't know to prepare for.
Yeah, but when it actually crosses you and you see that you might need to prepare, you should prepare.
We had AT&T problems Northeast Arkansas. Yep, all over the world. Had my phone all day. I had my phone all day, but yeah, payphones are gone. Like, what is a payphone? What do it look like and why? Yeah. But
I don't think none of the 90 babies know what a payphone is.
Yeah.
Maybe the 80s baby should know. 80s baby probably, well, yeah. 80 babies should know.
Well, I was born in the late 70s. I know what a payphone is. I ain't gonna say I ever used one.
I have used them.
But I know what one is. So AT&T said there were over 32,000 affected for them. That's all?
No. Those the only people that was able to report an issue. Like me, I couldn't report one. How am I report it?
Yeah.
I ain't got no Wi-Fi. I don't have no phone to call them.
Nothing.
And you can't use your phone you couldn't use your phone to reach out to them because nothing was working on it.
Scott, my mother-in-law phone was going in and out. I'm telling you, it's weird. It's a weird time, y'all. It's a weird time. Not saying think everything is an issue, but let these little things, which to me a phone being out ain't a little thing, but let these things be a warning that let me get it. Learn how to can, learn how to preserve, storing water, making sure you got paperwork and medicine and herbs and food and your family all on the same path. Because just think, something happened and everybody running all over the place trying to figure out what to do and what you want me to do or what you doing. Have that plan ready for your entire family to be ready, because when you're in a panic mode, you ain't thinking about organization and
I say 2 to 3 weeks worth of food. Store it somewhere, canned, freeze dried, however you could preserve it, and make sure you got water. somewhere that
Mhm.
last you at least a couple of weeks. You know, worst case scenario. I
I
don't say
remember
that's the worst case, but
David said he remember when the power went out in North Carolina 10 years ago. I remember when I was in my late 20s or early 30s, power went out in Virginia. It was a blackout, like black. You couldn't see your hand in your face. It was crazy all night. Well, we don't have blackouts anymore. I haven't heard of anybody really having them anyway. Maybe I just ain't been paying
well,
attention.
whenever
But
these storms come through,
yeah,
they knock the power out, and places will be without power
yeah.
for a long period of
But
time.
we just had blackouts with no storm or nothing. It was just like the grid went down. Weird.
Well, I'm gonna
But
tell you, you know, the things that a lot of people don't know. Because I was in law enforcement, a situation like that, a lot of people get advantage taken of.
mm-hmm.
It don't get out that that happens, but groups of people go out and they victimize people when there's no power.
Yeah, they take advantage of them.
Yeah, and I noticed that generally it don't hit the paper or the news that all the stuff took place, mass burglaries and
Hey,
robberies and
Dolores.
assaults and all kind of stuff like that. So, you know, you need to be prepared for everything.
Ice Storm of 2010. Dolores said, hello from Brunswick, your favorite place.
What's up, Dolores?
His favorite place.
Yeah.
I like St. Simon Island because I can go to the beach, but government's controlling all of the stuff. That's it. That's it. Any moment they can shut us down.
Yeah.
And we be out back because we don't know. I'm ready to get into outside cooking, open fire cooking. That's a good skill to have. It's so many skills, y'all, that we need. We need. This is why I don't worry about mixers. What do you call them? Blenders. I use a hand mixer sometimes, but I don't worry about it. I just do everything with my hand because if things go crazy, I still need to be able to whip something up right quick and let my husband cook it. Somebody on the board.
Delivery.
Oh, I was hoping she didn't hear. I heard somebody, but I was hoping she didn't hear it. So we sitting here with the door wide open and throwing her how to open the door. So, but all right, y'all. We just wanted to come on and make you think a little bit, to be prepared for anything and definitely learn how to preserve open fire cooking, what these herbs can do for you, first aid, have a plan with your family, because I don't need Bobby to jump up running and I'd be sitting there like, what's wrong? What we doing? If he go running, I should automatically know what to do, not be like, oh, he just going to the bathroom.
I think I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
No.
No, I ain't saying that, but I'm just saying, if something go on, we need to have a plan, not be sitting there trying to think of what we're gonna do now. Have a plan. So have a plan, be prepared, keep a tote full of everything you need, the important things, and leave the rest behind. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in, hitting a thumbs up for us. DVD watch might go way up. Definitely get these skills because they are important, very important. So we love and appreciate y'all, and we want y'all all safe. I want Bobby to get this bucket out of here because it got a spatter in it.
I already smashed it.
No, you didn't. Because I saw it go to the bottom, and all my turmeric is at the bottom now. I can't get it out. So, thank you. Y'all have a blessed day, and don't let nobody steal your joy.